Hey folks, how you doing? It's Clay Francisco here again today in a different vehicle because well, the girlfriend is sick and I had to take the kids to work, or school. I'm at work, they're at school. Yeah, so how you folks doing? This is just a author update to let you folks know what I've been doing. The last author update I gave, I was trying a new method, right? I had notebooks and little awesome 50 card notepads that I was using to write down like bullet points in and force myself to be more regimented and more purposeful about my outlining process and making sure that I am, yeah, just being more purposeful about my outlining process. And the idea was that hopefully going through this regiment, I would gain. Okay, I have a problem right now with I can't seem to move forward with producing books. Right, right now I'm stuck and I'm just spinning my wheels in my two storylines where I just can't seem to move forward with them. So the idea was what I would do is plot out another couple books and see if maybe I was just in a spot with these stories where I just wasn't happy and I hadn't plotted them properly, and maybe I'd just, written myself into a couple corners. And so I wanted to see if I could come up with a new process, kind of not scrap, but, set aside the two books I'm working on and then grab two of something else and really just hit those hard, move forward, and see if I can't create a new process for writing books. It still wasn't enough detail. And that really is what it comes down to, is I just couldn't get enough detail out of that process. And so I spun my wheels for a while, did some stuff. Haven't really made any progress over these past several weeks. I just haven't. I've been trying really hard to push the plot forward, but I'm at a point in both of my stories at this kind of like 3/4 mark where I can't come up with good details for the big picture resolution that I want to do. And I have realized, and I keep realizing in different iterations and at different depths, that the reason for that is because I'm doing things so plot based, my character motivations aren't strong enough. And so that's the truth, right? Is I need to do things more character motivated. And so I took a step back and I'm writing much more in-depth character outlines and backstory kind of stuff, motivations, giving them smaller personal touches each. And so I'm hoping that by going back and giving my characters deeper, thicker, just better backstories, right? I mean, that's just the bottom line. Just better, more thought out, more time and energy put into them backstories. That will possibly even change the plot lines a little bit of these stories that I'm currently working on, and then help me focus on what needs to happen, right? And I think my problem is because I'm such a plot-based guy that I'm trying to plot out, an entire 3, 5, 6 books, 8 book, 9 book series and cram all that information into just a couple books or one book, because I think that's what a whole story is. And so that's also why I've been trying to push myself to write shorter stories and to write short stories and to do that. And I'm just not able to do that. I just don't have that skill set yet. It takes me thousands of words to say stuff. And yet at the same time, I'm still only writing, 60, 70,000 word books at the most. And so I've got to find out what that skill set I'm missing is there, what that missing link is between not being able to write big enough books and not being able to write small enough stories or short enough stories. But that's it. That's where I'm at. Not exactly failing, but most certainly struggling through the plotting process. And so I'm up on Google Docs still. I'm sure you can't see this, right, because of the lighting and the way it works. But that's a 100-line Google Doc that I've got, right? It's got 100 lines on it, just, alternate blue and white, or blue and, no color. To try to force myself, right? Because that's what I do. I do the math on all these things. I'm a numbers guy. I can't help it. If I've got a 100-line Excel sheet, right, and I turn each one of those lines into 500 words, that's a 50,000 word book. If I turn each one of those lines into 1,000 words, that's a 100,000 word book. And so that's one of the things that I can't even remember who I heard it from. It's probably Chris Fox, but I honestly don't know. It might have even been one of the snowflake method things for like one of the last steps. But if you can get those 100 plot points down and turn them into 1,000 words each, that's going to get you a full fantasy book. And even if you can only turn them into 500 words each, that's still going to get you a really fun novel. And so that's what I'm trying to do for myself right now. I am down at... Yeah, it looks like I've got roughly 75 lines of points, right? Yeah, I start to degrade around line like 76, but I've got a few more in there, etc., etc. Right, so it doesn't really matter. You guys don't really care. But anyway, I just wanted to give a real quick writer's update video to let you guys know where I'm at and what I'm doing. And the long and short of it is I am struggling with the plotting process and getting through some road bumps in my storylines and where I want them to settle out. I mean, flat out, I'm not feeling like I am getting the nice in-depth story plot reveals over multiple books like I would like to have. I'm reading the Furies of Calderon series. I can't remember, that's the first book. I can't remember, it's like the Valley of Calderon or something like that. It's a Jim Butcher series. I'll do a book review about it later. I'm actually kind of excited about this series. But what's fun is he does a great job of laying seeds in book one and having you watching them grow throughout the series, right? So I'd like to take something a little bit more like that. I need to incorporate a little bit more of that into my writing. We'll see how we get that done, right? So, stay tuned, folks. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know how you're doing. Leave a comment. Have a good one.